I was just like getting this video set up, and I was looking at myself in the video on the screen, and my hair is crazy. It's just getting crazy. I have lots of it. Sometimes I want to cut it all off, but I'm trying to grow it out. Just one more time before I'm old, you know? Grow it out, have the long curly hair thing going, maybe start another band. Maybe when it goes gray and white, my beard gets all long and white, I can start a ZZ Top cover band, or like some sort of like Gandalf type thing. Anyways, sticking with this whole, like, my last video was like, I've been depressed for 2 years. I've been stressed out. I've been all fucked up in the head. I haven't taken care of myself. La-di-da-di-da. Sort of following up with that one, I wanted to... So my daughter is adorable. She's 15, and she wanted to have Christmas in July. So we had this, like, Christmas in July dinner with my parents over and my brother, and I had, like, Christmas lights up outside and stuff. And now I thought it'd be good to do some August resolutions. It also sounds cool. August resolutions. You want to say August resolutions. You know, very, very noble and powerful. Everyone does New Year's resolutions, and it's just kind of like, that's just so last year. That's so last epoch. I'll do August resolutions. But before we get to that, I had a little health scare yesterday. I've had this weird, like, chest congestion. I got really sick in 2020 right before the pandemic. Like 8 weeks of respiratory shit, like wheezing, like when I would breathe, all messed up. I had to go to the doctor eventually and get antibiotics and steroids and stuff. And then, you know, everything shut down, and I thought, well, maybe that was COVID. I don't know. Maybe it was just something else. Either way, it messed me up. And then I had COVID again this June. But throughout the last couple of years, I've had, you know, recurring sort of chest, lung issues. They'll go away. They'll come back. I've noticed this last year that, like when I don't take care of myself, they get worse. And when I do take care of myself, they get better. But yesterday, you know, I stopped drinking a week before, right? Just total sobriety. I'll get to that in a minute, more of that. But by yesterday, I still was just feeling like, I know I'd worked out 5 times at Orange Theory, high intensity interval training workouts. Yesterday, I was just feeling this, like, you know, the day before yesterday, I was feeling it all day, like just the tightness and the crappiness in my chest. So I went to urgent care because it's the only thing you can get into these days. I made a doctor's appointment with a primary care for April of next year. That's how far out they're booked. But so I went to the urgent care, and they were like, tightness in your chest, like EKG. So they did an EKG. It looked fine, but the doctor was like, I don't know, man. Something is making me nervous here. You need to go to the ER. Okay. He said, I don't think you're having a heart attack, but... Okay, so when you hear the words, I don't think you're having a heart attack, but you start to, like, feel like you're having a heart attack. So I was feeling extremely panicky. I almost asked the doctor for, like, a Valium or a Xanax or something. I still kind of wish I had, because I was feeling very, very nervous at this point. So I went to the ER. I went to the urgent care at 8. I got in at, like, 8:45 to the doctor. I got to the ER, I don't know, 9:30ish or something. And if you've ever been to the ER... in the United States, it's a long process. I was there until almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was, you know, it was like, I mean, it could have been worse, but it was an all day type thing. When I finally got into a room, you know, they set me up with an oxygen monitor, and my oxygen was definitely low, weirdly low, given the end of this story. Heart rate monitor, another EKG, blood tests, nasal swab to test for not just COVID, but like 19 other viruses. And then just lots of waiting around. You know, I got an IV, all this stuff. Anyways, doctor comes in at the end, says, sorry to be the bearer of good news. But basically, there's nothing wrong with you. The x-rays of my lungs and heart looked great. All my blood work was great. Even my liver was okay, although he said that it's good that you've stopped drinking because you can turn it around now. But if you kept going this way, you'd have some problems. So all that looked good. I have to go to the pharmacy still, but I tried to go this morning. It was closed. Very frustrating. I'm going to get on steroids and an inhaler and all this to see if I can get this feeling better. But lungs look good. Everything looks good. No cardiac arrests. No pulmonary embolism. No stroke. No nothing. Numbers all looked good. Lungs look great somehow. I don't know how my lungs can look great when I'm struggling for oxygen at that level. 85 to 89% is not great. But I feel like it's just congestion. So I don't know what's going on. Anyways, all of which is to say, Jesus Christ, I ended up in the ER. And this is this is not a shining moment for me. It's embarrassing, honestly. And I'm talking about it now because I should feel bad. I should feel embarrassed that I have let my health get out of control like this. As I said in my last video, kind of turned into Robert Baratheon here. Minus the psycho queen, the whoring, the kingdom, etc. But when I was young, I was athletic and strong and thin, and now I'm old and gray and fat, and have to stop drinking alcohol because I have a problem, and have to start eating healthy food and shit. I have to think about my sleep schedule and all. It's this aging thing is weird, especially when you live such a free, like, I just live how I want to live, and unfortunately how I want to live is often like debauchery. Like, I like to eat, drink, and be merry. I like to travel. I like to just be carefree, but that shit catches up with you after a while. You have to balance that out with self-discipline. And that is how we seg into my August resolutions, which are no drinking for a minimum of 1 year. I don't buy into the whole alcoholic thing. I think people have problem drinking to different degrees. I think drinking is addictive, and the more you do it, the more addicted you become. And if you've got emotional issues, childhood trauma, or you just really enjoy it, you're going to have more of a problem with it. So you have to have some sort of discipline. Now, after a year, maybe I'll just say, hey, I feel so good, I'm not going to drink anymore. Last year, I'd stopped for 75 days, and I felt like a freaking god. I felt so good. My cardio was great. I'd lost weight. I was doing really well emotionally, and then I started drinking again. And I regret it, because now I ended up in the fucking ER, right? And it's not just because of that, but it's because of all that entails. When you drink, you eat worse, you don't do as much, you don't exercise as much, you don't have as much energy, you get depressed. It all adds up. So no drinking for at least 1 year. At least 1 year. And I'm going to hold myself to that. And there's no, being depressed is no excuse. Breaking up with your 7.5 year long relationship with your girlfriend is no excuse. Stress over the pandemic, over parenting is no excuse. Just healthy coping mechanisms, right? 2, eat healthier. I like the just eat real food, the JERF, just eat real food. And I've talked about doing low carb. I still want to do I just want to do lower processed stuff. I want to do more whole foods. So there's the whole food plant-based diet or whatever. There's the Mediterranean. I like Mediterranean. I like the idea of just more plants and more vegetables, more leafy greens, more fruits, more all of that good stuff, more whole grains, but not no meat ever, not no pasta ever. I will go crazy if I try to do that. So that's my second one, is just to have a healthy relationship with food, and eat real food, and just cut out. I think that when people talk about dieting, I think probably the best advice is just you know what's not healthy for the most part. That Burger King is not healthy. That housing a frigging tub of ice cream or a bag of Doritos is not healthy. So don't do that. Okay. 3, exercise all the time. I want to keep doing. I'm doing Orange Theory. I want to get back into more straightforward weightlifting also, and I want to do yoga. I think I'm going to do a yoga challenge. I just want to have the idea being I want to have a variety of exercise things in my life, right? I want to start playing basketball again. I used to play basketball. I used to be able to slam dunk a basketball. When I was in 9th grade, younger than my daughter is now. I was so obsessed with dunking the basketball that I would go out to a court and I would just jump. I would run and jump and try to touch the rim. And I would run and jump and try to touch the rim until, with enough jumping, and jumping's hard. Try to do that at 41. Good luck. Eventually I could grab the rim, and eventually I could jump high enough and slam dunk the basketball. And I am tall. I'm 6'3". I wasn't fully 6'3" then. I think I kept growing, throughout high school. But in ninth grade, I was still pretty tall. But I had a hard, my hands weren't like some of these NBA players who can just like hold a ball like it's a melon. I had a hard time gripping the ball, but with practice and strength, you can get it. So I could dunk the ball. And as soon as I stopped playing basketball, I could never do that again. But anyways, I'm sidetracked here. I want to be able to incorporate numerous types of healthy activity like hiking, tennis, disc golf, yoga, Pilates, weight training, Orange Theory, jogging outside. I don't know. All that stuff. I think the problem, exercise should be fun, right? You should do things that you love. It should also be hard, a challenge, and it should not get boring because you have a lot of diversity. So that's my third one. Those are my three. That's really it. I guess there's probably more like, all right, there's more. I forgot some. I want to play a more varied number of games and write and talk about them. I want to focus more on my career and my work, my YouTube channel, my writing at Forbes. Over the last couple of years, in my depression, it's been really hard to focus, and it's been really easy to make excuses, and I just have kind of flamed out on a lot of these things. So focusing on my work, my career, not just in anyone, again, in a variety of ways. I want to expand what I'm doing. I want to get into more fiction writing. So I just want to like focus down on that stuff. So that's my fourth one. So those are 4 big resolutions, which all come down to like better coping strategies with reality in life and more accountability for myself, which is one reason I'm making these videos, is I just want to get this down on record. I want to put this out there to the world. I'm going to say, look, like I need some accountability. I need to be able to like hold myself to something. I work my own hours. I make my own rules, and that can be really bad for someone like me, who also has some weird sort of self-destructive tendencies, and not just self-destructive, but sort of isolative. Like I can be the world's most no, not the world's most. Like I can be a major hermit. I can really hide out and just kind of get into my little small world, my internal world, and not want to see anybody or do anything. And that's not good for me. So this is all part of that effort. These are my August resolutions. That was my freaky weird health scare. That's like kind of a wake-up call. Fortunately, I am in decent health. I've also lost like 5 pounds in a week. So that's good, right? Yay for me. All right. Thanks for watching. Peace.